Welcome to Freema Synergy, a place where we talk honestly about money, mindset, and the habits that shape long-term success. If you are an entrepreneur or someone who wants to think differently about wealth, this message is meant for you. Money is not just something you earn. It is something you understand, manage, and grow over time. And everything begins with how you think. Once we recognize that money is connected to thinking, the next step is understanding why mindset always comes before results. Many people grow up believing that money is determined by luck, connections, or background. But in reality, Haroks. The biggest factor is how we interpret opportunities and challenges. Mindset influences how we respond to risk, how patient we are with progress, and how consistently we act when results are not immediate. Before wealth ever shows up in your bank account, it first forms in the habits, beliefs, and decisions you repeat every day. That is why two people with the same opportunity often experience completely different outcomes. With that understanding in place, it becomes necessary to redefine what money actually represents. Money is not a destination or a finish line. It is a tool that reflects how effectively you create value in the world. Entrepreneurs who obsess over money alone often feel constant pressure, while those who focus on learning, solving problems, and improving systems naturally attract financial growth. When money stops being emotional and starts being intentional, decisions become clearer and stress begins to fade. This shift allows you to move from chasing income to building stability. Creatable bursts, creating sustainable growth, and long-term security. At this point, it's important to acknowledge that not all mindsets create the same results. A scarcity mindset is rooted in fear, urgency, and the belief that there is never enough time, money, or opportunity. This way of thinking pushes people to make rushed decisions and avoid long-term planning, often sacrificing sustainable growth for short-term gains. On the other hand, a wealth mindset understands that growth takes time, and that value can always be expanded. The way you interpret scarcity or abundance shapes every financial choice you make, influencing whether you act from fear or from long-term confidence. Moving away from scarcity naturally leads us to the idea of growth, where opportunity replaces limitation and strategy replaces fear. A growth mindset is the belief that skills, intelligence, and financial capability are not fixed, but can be developed through effort and learning. Entrepreneurs with this mindset do not see mistakes as failures, but as feedback that helps them refine their approach. They understand that progress is rarely linear and that setbacks are part of expansion. This perspective creates resilience in uncertain environments. Once growth becomes part of your thinking, it's worth examining the beliefs that guide your behavior. Beliefs about money often operate quietly in the background, influencing decisions without conscious awareness. If you believe money is difficult or unsafe, hesitation becomes your default response. If you believe money responds to value and consistency, action feels more natural. Changing beliefs often changes results faster than changing strategy. With beliefs aligned, the next challenge becomes how you relate to time, and whether you think in short bursts or long-term horizons. Wealth is rarely built quickly, but it is often built steadily by those who understand patience, discipline, and the power of compounding effort. Entrepreneurs with a growth mindset think in years rather than days, allowing compound progress to do its work. They are willing to delay comfort today in exchange for stability tomorrow, prioritizing long-term outcomes over short-term ease. Time becomes an ally instead of a source of pressure, allowing progress to compound with consistency and patience. Long-term thinking only becomes effective when supported by consistent action, turning ideas into measurable progress over time. Motivation is emotional and temporary, but discipline is structured and reliable, providing stability when feelings fluctuate. A strong wealth mindset is built on habits that continue even when enthusiasm fades, ensuring momentum doesn't disappear. Entrepreneurs who rely on discipline show up regardless of mood or circumstance, maintaining progress through uncertainty. This quiet consistency creates results that motivation alone never could, because discipline compounds effort day after day. As income grows, responsibility must grow with it, demanding higher standards in decision-making and financial awareness. Making money is only one part of the journey. Managing it wisely is what creates security, freedom, and long-term control. Entrepreneurs with a growth mindset learn how to allocate, protect, and reinvest their resources intentionally, balancing opportunity with risk. They respect money because they understand the energy required to earn it and the discipline needed to multiply it. Management turns income into stability, transforming earnings into long-term financial strength that supports growth, security, and future opportunity. Before looking outward for opportunities, it's important to look inward, understanding your strengths, gaps, and potential. Investing in yourself is one of the most powerful financial decisions you can make because it compounds across every area of life and business. Skills, knowledge, and emotional intelligence often generate higher returns than any external investment, especially in unpredictable markets. Entrepreneurs who commit to learning remain valuable in any market condition, adapting faster than change itself. Self-investment strengthens both confidence and capability, creating a solid foundation for long-term success. As growth expands, fear naturally appears, often signaling that you are entering a new level of responsibility and possibility. Fear is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is often a sign that you are stretching beyond comfort, where real progress and expansion occur. A growth mindset does not eliminate fear, but it prevents fear from controlling choices, keeping decisions aligned with long-term vision instead of short-term emotion. Oriented entrepreneurs take calculated steps forward despite uncertainty, trusting preparation, strategy, and experience. Courage grows through action, becoming stronger each time fear is faced rather than avoided. And confidence is built through consistent forward movement. No mindset develops in isolation, because thoughts and behaviors are constantly shaped by what surrounds you. Your environment shapes your beliefs about what is possible, influencing how you think, act, and set expectations. Spending time around growth-minded people naturally raises your standards, expanding your perspective and ambition. Entrepreneurs who intentionally choose their environment accelerate personal and financial growth by surrounding themselves with the right influences. Influence is often subtle, but powerful, shaping outcomes over time more than most people realize. Over time, action begins to shape identity, as repeated behavior becomes the foundation of who you believe you are. Confidence is not something you wait to feel. It is something you build through repetition, by showing up consistently and honoring your commitment. Each consistent decision reinforces trust in your ability to handle responsibility, proving to yourself that you can be relied upon. Entrepreneurs who act consistently believe in themselves more deeply, because evidence replaces doubt over time. Confidence compounds alongside wealth, strengthening as discipline, results, and self-belief grow together. At a certain level, money alone stops being enough, because financial achievement without fulfillment loses its emotional impact. True wealth feels incomplete without purpose, as meaning is what transforms success into something personally significant. Entrepreneurs who align financial goals with values experience deeper satisfaction, creating businesses that reflect who they truly are. When money supports meaning, motivation becomes sustainable, fueled by fulfillment rather than constant pressure. Purpose gives wealth direction and longevity, allowing success to grow with intention instead of fading over time. As everything comes together, the message becomes simple yet powerful, cutting through noise and complexity. Money and wealth are reflections of mindset, habits, and long-term thinking, shaped by daily choices rather than single moments. A growth mindset allows entrepreneurs to evolve, adapt, and expand beyond limitations, even in fast-changing environments. You do not need perfection, but you do need intention, patience, and consistency, because steady effort outperforms flawless plans. Stay connected to Freema Synergy and continue building a mindset that supports the future you are intentionally creating.